Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Voices of Hope and Change. We have a very exciting call coming up, and also this call is being streamed live on our Facebook page. So today, indeed, is a very special day because I have a very special guest on this call. Not only she has played many roles in this live platform. So many of you saw the announcement. Not only has she done a lot of things in this lifetime, but at the same time, one of the things I love about this individual is that she lives life consciously, and incredible human being, extremely authentic. So without any further ado, let's welcome my dear friend, Dr. Troy Byer.
Hello, Kim. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Troy, for taking the time and being on this call, especially in this special time.
My pleasure.
And I know, Troy, now, I mean, besides the fact that you got your PhD in clinical psychology, you also have two specialties. You specialize in mind care as a mind care expert.
Yes.
In emotion regulations and stress reduction, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about that field, what it's like? Because I think in a time as we're facing right now, we definitely need your expertise. We have a lot of viewers on Facebook streaming and also on Zoom. So can you share with us what that is?
Sure, absolutely. So my thing, I had a very stressful childhood, and I was raised around a lot of stressful people. And we live in a world where they say, if you want to heal, you need to swallow a pill. And I knew that just wasn't what I wanted for myself or my loved ones. So I became interested in how to organically reduce stress, regulate emotions, and just be in control of your life every moment. And so what I specialize in doing really, Kim, is interrupting the flow of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And that stress hormone in large amounts is not good for us, and it activates other neurotransmitters like adrenaline and the norepinephrines, which are also not good for us. So my job is to support people who may be potentially challenged by something, to help them interrupt the stress flow of cortisol before it happens. So I think I'm like a cortisol spy. I'm always looking out for the cortisol and how we can get in there and interrupt that.
Love it. Love it. Now, I mean, Troy, now, as we are all now in this thing called lockdown, we're being asked to stay home and lock down. And I know that in a situation like this, it's really unprecedented. And a lot of people, different people deal with the situation differently. Obviously, a situation like this triggered for some stress.
Right.
And so the topic of today's call is really how to mind our emotions. So during times like this, I'm really grateful to have an expert like yourself to kind of, we are a group of entrepreneurs today from people from all over the globe, different continents. And so I wanted to ask for your advice. What is the best way to mind our emotion when we're dealing with stress? The uncertainty creates that unnecessary stress. So what is the best way for us to chill and mind our emotions?
That's great. You just said it. We have to mind our emotions like we mind a child, or we mind our garden. We need to mind our emotions. We need to bring consciousness to our emotions. So Kim, if someone is feeling angry, we're raised to repress that anger, suppress it, don't be angry. And what I teach people is to be mindful of what's present. So if anger is present, acknowledge, wow, I'm angry. Okay, great. Now that you have anger, what's the remedy? Most people are so busy suppressing it that they wait, and it becomes like walking on a rug where you push so much junk underneath it you can't walk on the rug anymore, you start falling. So the trick is to really first be mindful of what's going on in your mind, your body, your spirit. So if you're feeling angry, you want to go, oh, I have anger. Not I am angry. It's like if you have a headache, you don't say I am a headache.
That's right.
You say I have a headache. Right?
Right. Acknowledging the anger. So give me an example. So, okay, now I feel angry, or I am not angry, but I I am angry? Or can you tell us how you acknowledge
the
anger?
emotion I'm experiencing right now is anger.
Mm.
I'm not anger.
Mm.
That's not who I was born. I am organically a happy, joyful human being. But there are things that come into my life that bump up against my experience of myself being that way. And I call those unwanted emotions.
Mm.
Not unwelcomed, by the way, unwanted.
Okay.
You can't unwelcome what's already there because then you're resisting it.
That's right.
And we can't resist anything. If we have anger, we have to say, hey, anger, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Right? And then, like, okay, now how am I going to be about you? Not what am I going to do? Because we're human beings, not human doings. How am I going to be about this emotion that I'm experiencing right now? Well, first I'm going to look to see where did it come from? What's going on? And then you do the job that you need to do to remedy it. So I help people identify their emotions and then find instant organic solutions. We have the power to heal ourselves, Kim. We don't have to swallow a pill. I hope my daughter doesn't mind me sharing this, but she had an anxiety attack in the shower today. And normally, prior to her really grasping my work, she would have freaked out. But she didn't. She stopped. She did her heart math. She activated her heart's intelligence by breathing through her heart. And then she did what's called an emotional regulation finger hold. And it's based off the theory of acupressure. And this is the finger to squeeze if you are feeling fear or panic. Right? His index. And it makes sense because when you're scared of something, what do? Or you have fear, you point, you go, oh no. So it's so much common sense. So all you do is you just squeeze this finger and it helps to regulate the emotion so it flows through you and out of you. Mm-hmm. We've been taught to stop the emotion, stop the anxiety. And what we resist will persist. So you want to be a vessel to let whatever is there just flow and let it go. Flow and let it go. So I would love, before we finish our time together, to show you the different finger holes. There are obviously five
I would
of
love
them,
that. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit because I know that you had created something that's quite phenomenal with children and with adults. So the index finger, that's to what? To calm us down, to control panic attacks?
That's panic. This is panic or fear, the index finger.
Panic or fear. Now, which finger is the anger? Like, you're angry.
Okay,
so which finger is that?
This is how much the body loves us, okay?
Okay.
If you point when you're angry or you're fearful, like that, which finger do you think is the anger finger? Which finger? Which finger do you use when you're angry?
The one that's pointing at other people. This one?
The middle one.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not trying to flip you off, but.
Love it. Okay. So when we're angry, we hold this.
The middle
finger?
Yes.
Do we pull it off? No, just kidding.
You want to hold it until you feel a throbbing sensation. That's how you know the energy has been activated and the flow is in action.
Now, what are these hand gestures called? These fingers and these?
Yeah, it's emotion regulation finger holds.
Emotional regulation finger hold. Okay, guys, get this. Okay, so let's say that when we're a little panic going, you hold the index finger like this.
That's right.
When there's anger, acknowledge it, right, and grab onto this finger and then go until throbbing, right?
That's right.
That's very helpful information, Troy.
Yeah, and when you have anxiety or worry, it's the ring finger. And if you think about it, women worry, am I going to get married? I'm anxious to get married. It's just perfect, right?
I don't think today girls are doing that anymore, but anyway, okay.
I'm dating myself a little bit. Not that was ever my experience, but I'm trying to make the correlation I'm creating mnemonic devices.
That's very helpful, yes.
And then the pinky is for when you're feeling very small and lacking in self-esteem and self-confidence. Squeeze the pinky. Okay.
Now, is it the entire finger or just the tip of the finger?
You want to get the entire finger.
Okay, gotcha.
Because the entire finger, these are meridians that correlate specifically with the emotion.
Well, so you know what? Since we were on the finger thing, now what about the thumb?
The thumb, here's great. Here's a way to remember that. If if I say, Kim, how are you? You're going to say, I'm good or I'm not good. So the thumb is for grief, when you're not feeling great.
Oh.
You might,
So you want to feel great? Hold your thumb.
yeah, exactly. If you're feeling grief, a lot of sadness, this is a really important one.
Oh, okay. So, let's kind of refresh memory. Well, we're jumping really right ahead. I love it. You know, girls, when we do things, go bam, bam, bam. Okay.
Especially,
So the grief, when people are dealing with grief, you hold a thumb.
Yes.
Panic, index finger.
Right.
Anger, middle finger. And then this is a self-worth, which is a wedding finger. I mean, the wedding ring finger.
The ring.
No, what is it? What is it for?
Anxiety or worry.
Anxiety or worry. I mean, in times we're dealing with this, I think maybe people gotta hold on to this, okay? And the very last one is?
When you're feeling small, self-esteem, confidence, right?
Don't you ever feel small.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be big.
Yeah.
You are bigger than who you think you are, okay? So, all right.
We call this pinky power.
Pinky power. I love it. We're going to get to that later on.
Okay.
So Troy, I mean, on this craziness called lockdown, first of all, how are you dealing with it? And two, is that for those who are, you know, having some stress or whatever, besides these finger things that we could do, I want to hear from your side. How are you dealing with it? I mean, this is a girlfriend talk now. This is a heart-to-heart talk. I know you're PhD and all that, okay? But I know you as Troy, of multi-dimensional Troy, okay? So how are you dealing with this?
So there are two things that are happening. One, Kim, I'm choosing what I have. And right now I have an experience of being quarantined. So I'm choosing that and I'm making the best of it. I am really getting to do things that I've been wanting to do forever. I'm connecting with people I haven't connected with in a long time. I'm doing new research. There's just so many wonderful things that are coming up for me that I'm really able to choose what is in the now for me. Okay, that's the very enlightened answer. Okay,
that's beautiful. I wanted to interject for a second. So instead of focusing on the negative of being in the lockdown, you choose to look at this as a pause, that you are choosing to do things that you didn't have time or you didn't do before. So you're taking the positive light into this.
Absolutely. I was talking to someone the other day and I said, no matter how this turns out, we should have 2 weeks of quarantine every year to clean the planet and to clean our space, you know? And then we can decide, who are you going to quarantine with this year? Oh, you know, I'm going to Bali with Kim.
Can't wait. This lockdown's gone. I'm flying.
Oh, I'm in your suitcase. Okay. So that's one way, Kim, that I'm dealing with it. I'm really choosing what I have and looking at the opportunity, because I believe that everything that happens to me happens for me. And when you live in the light, darkness does not scare you. And I refuse to give any energy to anything negative. I don't want that in my space, my energy field. I want to stay positive as much as I can. But I want to say something. That's my enlightened response. Here's my human response. You ready?
Yep.
I get really scared sometimes. I do. And I feel fear and I worry for my safety and the safety of my loved ones. And I get sad. I get sad for my country. I get sad for the world, because I'm so sensitive and I'm so present to what's going on. And Kim, when I have those feelings, I do allow myself to go there. I just don't stay there. And I don't stay there because I have the tools to get me out of there. You know, I don't think we should ask ourselves to show up perfect. I think we should ask ourselves to show up as the perfect versions of ourselves and make sure we're equipped to get ourselves out of any mess that we may get ourselves into during those moments of imperfection. You know, we have to learn how to really take care. Like, we have to have our own back. Like, I have my back. I know what sends Troy to the dark side. So I make sure that I organically know how to pull myself out.
Beautiful. I mean, I think I love what you said. I mean, the enlightened version is that when we are living in the light, darkness can't get to us. I myself have gone through a phase in the beginning. You know, I was scared in that I was wearing masks, I was wearing gloves, And even with my glove at the supermarket, like anybody around me, like they cough, I'm like, dude, get away from me, you know? And then when I touch the vegetables, even I had gloves on, I go, oh my God, when I go home, is the germ going to stay in my vegetable? And then I sanitize my hand until it's so dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this neurotic stuff, you know? And then from there, from scared to really became very paranoid to a point where, you know, I had to do a lot of self-digging.
Right.
And finally, Troy, it come to a point like what you said, when you live in the light, darkness can't get to you. And it come to a point where I'm like, what has humanity gone into?
Right.
What is this? I go to the market now, I see people wearing masks, 6 apart. I mean, goodness. What are some of the practical advice you have, Troy, on this? I mean, I know, like I come to a point where I would say this. I am now at a point, sometimes I am angry. I am not angry at myself. I'm angry at...
You gotta hold your finger.
I know. The middle one, right? Okay. I'm holding it tight. I'm not angry anymore, but I am like, how can they do this to us? So always, but when I go into that string of thought, I go into anger. But if we shift our thinking a little bit and say, you know what? You know, this pause is something that's much needed for humanity. For it gave us time to reflect and really treasure the value and the freedom that we've had. So, I mean, I know I'm rambling on, but I don't know if some of the audience can resonate with us. I mean, do you feel that, Troy? I mean, do you feel like some of the stuff that media has on this thing is like, oh my God, how can they say that? Tell me.
You started on that. So let me just say something. I just want to just back up just a minute to say darkness does get to me, by the way. It just doesn't stick to me.
I love it. Yes. It gets to you, but it doesn't stay, get down, but it don't stay down.
Right, exactly. So just clarify, I don't walk in the light like nothing can touch me because I get knocked down a lot. You know, is the bigger you shine, the bigger, easier it is to hit you. You know, the big old spotlight. Oh, there she is. Ding. So I do get knocked down. I don't stay down. Like Les Brown says, when you fall down, make sure you fall on your back because if you can look up, you can get up. Right.
That's right.
So in terms of the media, Kim, boy, that's how long do we have?
Well, let's go, girlfriend. We've got a little time. Go ahead.
Here's what I have to say. People need to do their research. It's time to wake up. It's time to be educated, informed, and inspired by what you decide your truth is, not what the media machine is feeding you to believe. And a lot of people don't do that. They take things at face value, telling you right now what you see is not the reality. There is so much more happening than meets the eye. And if you saw the movie The Matrix, I want you to know that wasn't a movie, it was a documentary.
Wow.
Okay? Wake up, educate yourself, protect yourself, and have a voice. Be a stand for something so you don't fall for anything. Because people who are not standing for their truth are falling for so many lies right now. I can't even turn my TV on. And this is when I really have to hold my middle finger. I get so angry with, I mean, there's so many wonderful alternative forms of news now that we have the internet. Like, really, find out what's going on, you guys.
And I totally agree, Troy. I mean, the media in the beginning, like all they feed is all this negativity. And that's how I got into the first spot, even though I don't watch TV, but from whatever sources, they would tell you all these stuff. But I come to a point where, Troy, I think, the reason why I'm choosing to do these kind of calls, I go through a phase like, should I do this? I mean, but it come to a point where as I'm beginning to myself to wake up, to have discernment of what is being shown to us, to really do our own research and say, you know what, my God, it's time to wake up. So I said, what can I do? I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, what difference can I make? But as I saw so many brave souls, doctors, scientists that are standing up, I said, you know what? I got to do something. I got to be, join the force and do something. So that's why this call come about. And thank you, Troy, for speaking that part. And so we want to encourage everyone, not just take my version, your version, or any version. But for that matter, you do your own research and you come to your own decision. Right,
Yes.
Troy?
And stay away from fear, because here's the thing. Fear is more dangerous than the virus, because when you're afraid, you actually create so many hormones that compromise your immune system that make you even more susceptible to the very virus that you were afraid of getting in the first place. It's a very evil cycle. You have to be careful, manage your energy, manage your thoughts, and stay away from fear. Fear will do more damage to your body than the virus.
So how do you stay away from fear, Troy? A quick thing.
Well, I stay away from fear by just vibrating in a higher frequency and by listening to positive music and thinking positive thoughts and working in my garden and walking in nature. Everyone needs to be in nature every day. Ground your feet. Our planet loves us. Our planet is here for us. And I believe that any disease or virus that is created on this planet, the remedy for that is in the planet. Okay, so I am always grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, please Google it. Learn about putting your feet in the soil, in the sand, touching the soil. It really does. The earth's prana shifts your energy field. So I make sure that I don't feed myself negativity, because negativity is the food for fear.
That's right.
So stay away from that. Be careful. I don't want to get too religious, but God says faith is the evidence of things unseen. And so you want to start, because the things that you see will scare you. So start using your imagination and see things beautiful. See our world in a space of peace. See us sharing the sidewalks again. It's so powerful to have these thoughts, because thoughts become things. And the other thing I want to say is not just positive thinking. More important than positive thinking is positive feeling. The thoughts are only there to help us with the feeling tonality. That's where the real magic happens. So make sure you do your job to feel great. And when you feel great, you'll think great thoughts, and then you'll have great things. And make sure, again, also, I have so many remedies for emotion regulation, but I dance every day. I find one song and I dance to it every single day, because it elevates my frequency and it just keeps me in a space of happiness. And the part of your brain that entertains fear is a very different part of your brain that entertains faith and creativity. So you're either going to be in a space of fear or you're going to be in a space of faith, because you can't be in the same space at the same time. It's actually physiologically not possible.
Wow. I love it, Troy. I think it was like 10 days ago. I don't know what had happened. So I said, you know what? I got to get in touch with Mother Nature. So, and I've always had that belief in the past that I don't know how to plant things. I don't have a green thumb. Well, you know what? It's about challenging that belief and dropping whatever belief didn't serve us. You know what I did, Troy? Just echo what you were saying, okay? Well, look at this, beautiful. I did this.
Wow.
I mean, look at this, Troy. Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh.
So who says I cannot plant things?
Oh my
I went and did this.
You can put that right next to the food you've been cooking.
That's right. So, guys, there's so much truth in what Troy had just shared with us. Get in touch with nature. Move. Movement. Like whenever you feel whatever, just move. Get your energy flowing. And also shifting our perspective on things.
Yes.
We're all in this together. But how we end up is how we are doing collectively to causing and shifting the future. And so that is beautiful, Troy. Now, Troy, now a lot of people may or may not know this, especially our caller, they might not know this, and we've been friends for a while now. So, you live one of the most interesting lives I've seen, okay? I have met from all my friends, okay? You have, I hope you don't mind saying this, so you don't know what's coming, okay?
So, go.
So, look, you were an actress before, you were actually playing, most of us, or these audience, and they probably know a show that you were in when you were very young, Sesame Street, okay? And I mean, you were in one of in my high school days, you know, the TV series called, wait, I know it. What's it called? Mr. Carrington. What is that? Mr. Carrington. What is that? Dynasty. That's right. You're a TV series show Dynasty. You actually a movie producer, a movie director, an actress, and then you finish all that. Then you went and got your PhD. I admire that so much because now we have online a lot of entrepreneurs. So for you to went from the Hollywood glam to now become a doctor, a PhD in clinical psychology. I mean, tell us, what is that? The world look like, the transition? And because I think, you know, besides getting your expertise on minding our emotion, but just your own life story, that in of itself is inspiring. So can you share with our viewers your story?
So I've been in show business all my life. Like you said, I started out on Sesame Street. So I grew up in front of a camera and I thought that it was just normal that every kid was in show business. And as I got older, I started to realize that wasn't true. And I just wasn't so fulfilled. I didn't feel like it was a choice, a career choice that I made for myself. I feel like it was something I was born into. You know, I was kind of like, this is what you're going to do. It wasn't my choice. And as I got older, I started to get more and more disappointed in the business and the roles that were being offered to me because there are just certain things I'm not going to do. I'm not. That's just not acting to me. That's yucky.
Okay.
I didn't want to do those roles, and then I didn't want to do the other roles they were giving me, and I thought, I don't want to be an actress. It's not that I don't want to do these roles. I just don't want to be an actress. I don't want to be an actress. So I decided, well, what am I going to do? Wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I knew that I wanted to make a difference for people. That was really important to me. And then I had some emotional challenges that I had to deal with that really put me on a path that I wasn't interested in going down. And I thought, you know what, if I don't stop and get myself together right now, it's going to be the end of me. So I just stopped. I had a really deep, honest, authentic conversation with myself about who I am and who I want to be in this world. And I decided that who I wanted to be was someone who really makes a difference for others. And I realized that to do that, I'd have to go and get educated properly to understand humanity and psychology and neuroscience and all the things that really rock my world right now. So I went back to school, and it wasn't easy. You know, I went back to school to get my bachelor's when I was 45 years old.
Wow.
You know, that's really, in retrospect, I don't know that I would have had the courage to do that if I knew what I had to go through. It's been a long, long, long walk, but it's been worth it. And I love everything about it. I wouldn't change a thing, but if I had the information I knew now, I'm glad I didn't. I would have been a little more hesitant.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I mean, that I always am inspired by how you, I mean, most people are striving for the glam, the Hollywood, but you left all that to pursue your career and to get your PhD and do your research and all that. And so it's fabulous. It's just fascinating because I have a lot of friends that are aspiring actors and actresses. And for you to walk away from all that and to pursue that is incredible. Now, and I know, Troy, that besides that, you had recently launched and created your own platform. So you're the founder and creator of a program that's impacting lives, truly. I mean, you know, so I would like for you to talk a little bit about that. And I know, especially in times like this, our children, kids, are dealing with this situation differently. So I know that you have founded this program called Mindology Fitness. And I know that you're having great success of Mindology Fitness for kids, and you also have Mindology Fitness for adults. And so can you talk a little bit about that? What is Mindology Fitness? And also later on, maybe the audience, I know you have your website where people can go in and download it for free. So it's really a service to humanity. So can you talk a little bit about that, Troy?
Sure. So Mindology Fitness is a mental fitness program. The same way that you would go to the gym to work out your body, or you'd put on a video now to work out your body, you'd put Mindology Fitness on to work out your mind, because in the mind, we also have muscles. They're neuromuscles, but our neuromuscles are just like our physical muscles in the sense that they actually do get stronger with repetition when you're doing the right exercises. But people they don't, it's just not common knowledge. And so I started getting really interested in ways to improve my mental fitness. And I created these exercises that are really fun to really cool music. And it also supports you in dealing with any problems that you're dealing with. So you're not just working out your mind, you're finding really powerful solutions to problems that you're dealing with, that you've been trying to have some sort of a resolution using your conscious mind. And the conscious mind is not going to give you the answer. The answer you want is in the unconscious. So in Mindology Fitness, we actually do exercises that suppress the conscious mind, gives you access into the unconscious, and then you have like this aha moment. So working out, I always say, before you do a Mindology Fitness class, make sure you bring a problem with you, because you will have some insight, you will have a breakthrough. And I really am very passionate about the kids program, Kim, because when I was younger, I lived in foster care. I was taken away from my mother for child abuse, and I was neglected as a child, and I suffered a lot emotionally. And I thought to myself, what would little Troy have wanted when she was in bed crying at night because she was afraid? And I think of all our beautiful, sweet children who are afraid right now. So I created a program to help them self-soothe. And it's great. They've got these little characters. They're called shrinks. I created these cartoon characters called shrinks. They help kids shrink their problems. And so it just teaches kids how to be the superhero of their own minds. So, yeah.
I know that because of what's happening right now, even more so, you're busier than ever, that a lot of the childcare centers are looking for you for your contents to help the children.
Yeah, I haven't slept in so long. I mean, the demand is just unbelievable. I'm so grateful, Kim, that I have a product that is bringing value. I have schools calling me up. They're like, when can we get the programming? Now everything is available as of 2 days ago, but we're now in Hong Kong, we're in Africa, we're in New Zealand. It's really expanding. I'm very excited. And our programs are free for children and adults.
Perfect. So, can you give us a website where the audience can go and check out and download whatever stuff that they can, to help cope with this, especially in situations that we're all facing with right now?
Yes, absolutely. So the easiest is to go to mindologyfitness.com for the adults, and then it's just mindologyfitnesskids.com for the kids. You can get to the kids' website through the adults. I think parents need as much help as children, maybe a little more. And just to let you know that the program for the adults, the free program for adults, will be available today at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11:59. The kids stuff is already up and ready.
Now, on the kids stuff, I saw a cartoon or a card where a kid was doing something like that. Can you tell, what is that? We need to teach children how to relax.
That's right. So there's something called the head cradle, and you take this left hand, you put it on your forehead, you take the right hand, you put it at the back of your neck. What this does is it supports the brain and it reestablishing coherency, because when we're upset, our brain is in a state of incoherency, and it's as a result of our heart rate variability. When our heartbeat becomes like this, our brain becomes like this, right? So this really just kind of brings it all together. That's the best way to explain it. It's the best.
So is it like balance your brain hemisphere, your left brain and the right brain?
Well, it does. It activates both hemispheres. It activates the frontal cortex. At the same time, it's activating the primitive part of the brain, which is the reptilian part of the brain. So when they're both activated at the same time, it's like you have two positive polarities. It gives you a negative. So it's almost like a reboot. The kids love it. They love it because, no child really wants to freak out. But when they find that they are freaking out, that they have a tool to self-soothe is so powerful. And this is created by the Institute of Capacitar. And they have a lot of wonderful remedies that they create for children. So I can't take credit for creating that, but I definitely do use it in my program. A lot of the stuff that I use is just the result of doing really intensive research for the last 10 or 15 years. It's all 99% of it is science-based. I just put it together in a way that it's digestible psychologically.
Right. It's amazing to watch, some of the videos that you post about the children, doing all the stuff and jumping. And it's just amazing. And some of the testimonials from parents about how it's helped the children. So that's wonderful. Now, I want to do this. Now, that thing, the left hand and right hand, it's not only for kids. It can be for adults, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they use it a lot for military people who are suffering from PTSD when they're actually having an attack. An anxiety attack, it does wonders. It within like 30 seconds, it actually starts to reestablish the coherence in the brain, and it interrupts the amygdala, which is the part of our brain that's responsible for fight or flight. It's always on the lookout for danger or trouble. So what it does is it disengages it instantly, and it puts us in this wonderful sedative state.
So left hand and the forehead, and the left hand is like facing the forehead, right? Not this way, right?
The left or your right, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Oh. The idea is to cradle the base of the skull and the front of the brain of the forehead, which is where our frontal cortex is. You want to really, and you just gently press it, and it's a decompressor. That's what it is. It really just.
Does it help with the cortisol, like the stress hormone? Does it help reduce the stress hormone?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what it does is it actually disengages the amygdala, and the amygdala is the part of the brain that tells the body to go ahead and start creating cortisol and the norepinephrines and the adrenals to help us get away from whatever the amygdala has decided the threat is, right? So once you do this, it's almost like cradling. The head is like cradling the brain, the amygdala, everything's okay. So it kind of pipes down, and it stops sending the signals to the body to produce the hormones needed in order for us to get to safety faster.
I am so calm now. Bye-bye.
Exactly. And there's so many. I have over 53 postures that we use in Mindology Fitness.
Is that on your website that people can download for free?
Well, there's a recap sheet that you can absolutely download for free. And there's, I think, 16 of the postures are on that recap sheet.
Cool. Well, I think especially in times like this, Troy, it would be very helpful for our friends. And thank you for always sharing. One of the things I love about you, Troy, is always about giving. It's never about making money, but about giving and serving humanity. So I'm really grateful for that, Troy. Thank you.
And Kim, thank you for being such a great mentor. You've been with me since the beginning of me really designing this business and having lunches with me and writing on napkins and really supporting me in designing my business plan. So I just want to thank you so much for just not even your mentorship, but your sisterhood and this journey of making a difference together in the world. I love doing this walk with you.
Well, we're all in this together. And, watching you, one of the things, as an entrepreneur all these years, watching how you relentlessly to work on your project. When you want something, you don't sleep, you work until 5 a.m. and you just don't give up. And so I think for all the entrepreneurs in the audience, in the viewers, same thing. I look at Troy. Yes, she's a PhD. Yes, she's a mind care expert. But to me, she's another human being like us. And so watching her pursuing her passion, I heard her talking about, from the inception of this Mindology Fitness to wanting to launch it and getting the website and building her content. When she encountered challenges, she doesn't quit. She just, if she got into a stop, she will find another way. And that's how authentic and how real you are, Troy. You know what? You talk about, you do get down, you do get affected. You just don't stay down, And we all do that. And so, like I said earlier, guys, I went from being scared to paranoid to I woke up and I was like, dude, what's happening? This is crazy. There's so many versions out there that what do you listen to? Don't get me started. Troy, I walk to Sprouts. I refuse to put on a mask, but they won't let me in.
Right.
And I'm suffocated by this mask. But anyway, that's a whole different story for another day.
The virus thrives off of the lack of oxygen. And the irony is they're having us wear masks that actually suppress our ability to intake proper doses of oxygen. So this is why people really need to educate and make decisions for themselves that are sound and that sit right for them,
Absolutely. I think part of that process, Troy, is that you and I, sometimes we share videos, and I have done so many videos and watched so many things, where I come to a point. So this is one thing that I hope, today's call, you found first, you found empowering. Second, you found it practical with all the advice that Troy has shared with us. And just to show, we are the same. Troy, myself, anybody for that matter. We are going through this all together. And so, and last but not least, to have discernment. To have discernment of things that what version of truth that is being put in front of our face. And not just because, there's, mainstream media saying one thing, but we all of us as human beings, instead of taking in what's fed upon us, we need to have discernment and say, you know what? Does it make sense? Is it making any sense? Why can't I go to Sprouts and I couldn't go to small store? I mean, how this thing's crushing the small size businesses. I watch small, medium-sized business owners suffer. That's just crazy. Anyway.
Here's a great place for those of you who are hearing what Kim and I are saying for the first time. Here's a great place for you to start looking. Ask yourself this. Why is it that Target, Costco, all these huge corporations are able to stay open and be of service, but the little small mom and pop shops had to close? I mean, so is there no coronavirus in Costco?
I think, and I hope that, guys, you know what, this, to some, this empowers you, to some, it might trigger you, but if it triggers you, do this. Hopefully it won't trigger you, but I think just don't take our version for it. Just you do your own research.
I saw on Instagram, it said, isn't it a coincidence that you can't get coronavirus in Costco? I said, oh, wow, yeah. Like those aha moments, because the logic is inescapable. And I think a lot of people are not wanting to see that. So,
and I think that this play of coronavirus it's not only, it's beyond that, but anyway, so, Troy, I think you and I can carry on forever on this topic, but, we both are passionate about human rights and human freedom. Okay. So, any final words, Troy, on minding our emotion and dealing with what we're being faced right now? Any final words to share with our viewers?
So, anything that is not bringing you ease in your life, EASE, and if it's not bringing you joy, then for sure it's bringing you disease and it's bringing you sadness, and you need to make it your business to get it out of your life. You want ease and joy, not disease and sadness. Same hand, different sides. So choose to live on the side of ease and joy. And when it's not bringing you joy because it just doesn't feel good. Don't accept it anymore. That's it. I'm just all about joy. If something doesn't bring me joy, I don't care what it is, I run. Because if I stay, it's going to kill
me. Beautiful. Well, Troy, thank you for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I hope that the audience, you found it helpful, you found it authentic. And I just, as an entrepreneur, I thought, hey, you know what? Yes, we work on the business side, but I'm a human being. We're going through this together. So maybe perhaps our voice will be another angle that we can look at things. And so, I hope that you guys found it empowering. You found it helpful. And so thank you, Troy, again.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you.
And for those of you that want to learn more about these different postures and things that could be of help to you, minding our emotions, feel free to go to mindologyfitness.com or Mindology Fitness for Kids or mindologyfitnesskids.com. So anyway, once again, thank you. I wish you a fabulous day wherever you might be, and just, try to stay in the lights. Whenever negativity creeps in, shift our thoughts and go into the positive, just feed ourselves with positiveness. Like I said, I'll close with this. I think one of the sessions on A Voice of Hope and Change, I quoted a Native American parable, a story about a story of two wolves. And I will close with this, in that the story of two wolves goes like this. A Cherokee grandpa wanted to teach his grandson something about life. And so he was telling his grandson that, there's two wolves that exist within him. And the two wolves are constantly fighting. And so as he was telling to his son, he said, one wolf represents guilt, represent greed, represent hatred, represent fear. And another wolf represent compassion, kindness, love, hope. And so grandpa said to the grandson, you know what, grandson, the same two wolves exist within you. As a matter of fact, the same two wolves exist in most people. So the grandson thought a little bit and then asked grandpa and said, so grandpa, which wolf will win the fight? The grandpa simply said, the wolf that you feed. So as we go through life, as we go through this situation, be careful what we feed. Feed positiveness, feed happiness, feed hope, feed compassion. And so with that, thank you, everyone. I love having you, Troy. I love having you on and look forward to having you on more of these calls.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you all. Have a fabulous day. And until next time, stay healthy. Be the light that you are. Take care, all. Bye. Thank you, our admin, for doing this. Appreciate you.